空港へ Welcome to New Tokyo International Airport, Narita.
Sammie's mom, Dan's dad.
No, my mom don't know where to find it.
My dad listens.
Oh my God! I need to tell the Tanya Tucker story on this podcast.
Oh, goddamn.
All right.
He texted me the other day. He's like, what movie you want to do? I said, I don't know. Let me see what Tanya Tucker was fucking in.
Whatever she was in, that's what I did.
She was in one movie. I found it. I Googled it.
Huh. Welcome, Earthlings, to the latest episode of the Recount Film Bus podcast. I am your host, Dan Sellers, along with my lost co-host.
There's probably never been a truer comment.
Especially this episode.
Sammie Castle.
We are once again joined here by the
Translator.
Mr.
Zack Fox.
Zack Fox. Thanks for coming back, bud.
Sammie with a little dry cough.
We are here to discuss the 2003 modern classic, I'll call it, Lost in Translation.
Modern classic?
I have a bottle of Sophia Coppola wine right here.
Classic.
Maybe a stretch.
Modern classic. We're going to get into that in just a minute. So what's new, Sammie? Tell us about your latest trip to Vegas.
No, I went to Florida.
I'm sorry.
Same place.
Vegas is next week.
No.
Florida. Okay,
yeah, Florida. Okay.
What happened?
So, we have a long-standing joke about my stepdad and Tanya Tucker, the country singer. And the joke comes from the fact that TQR had one of their family reunion things over here in Greensboro several years back, and he was basically pulled off the stage because he tried to come up on stage with Tanya Tucker.
Nice.
And not too long after that, he starts dating my mother and tells her this story as a joke, you know. So this turns into, as it will with us, a long-standing punchline to just about everything. Well, 3 years ago, my mother turned 60. Mm-hmm. We're planning a surprise birthday party for her. John's in on the planning. My stepdad is in on the planning, the whole 9 yards. But he's having surgery the week before he wants to have the party. Mm-hmm. Di tries to convince him, no. You need to do it a different week. You're not going to want to do it because of the surgery. You know, da. No. I'll be fine. The morning of, I go get my mother to take her out for dinner and a mom day, mother-son day, and to set her up for the surprise party. And John says, I'm not going. I feel bad.
Oh, yeah.
I don't feel up to it. My friend Peggy and her husband Kenny are coming to Kenny does Sound and Lights in Greensboro. Tanya Tucker happened to be performing in Greensboro that night. So Peggy, we get to talking about it at the birthday party. Mom's pissed at John because we're all pissed because he ain't showed up. So Peggy convinces everybody to get in a picture, and she photoshops Tanya Tucker into the picture.
Nice.
Sends it to him, says it's the only picture we can take because she's technically not supposed to be here, da-da-da-da-da-da. She snuck it, blah, blah, blah. Well, I mean, she didn't sneak it because to this day, we've still not told him I think he's figured it out by now, but for a long time, I don't think he did.
He's listening to this show.
So this year for Christmas, or this year at Thanksgiving, we were in Florida at my in-laws, went to Immokalee Casino. Dial it up on the wall to have a picture of Tanya Tucker. We'll be here February, blah, blah, blah. She goes, we have got to bring John down for this. So for Christmas, that was our Christmas present, was we bought them plane tickets to Florida. We got the room for free because my in-laws are big gamblers, and we got the tickets for free. So we get there, we fly down Friday night, stay at my in-laws, we drive down Saturday, go to the casino, talk to the slot host. He says, we got the tickets. He says, I'm trying to work on you backstage passes, but I can't make no guarantee. He said, go pick up the tickets at 7 o'clock. The concert's at 8. We go up to the guy at 7. He says, I told Morgan, your slot host, I didn't know if I could get these tickets or not. Got to be fucking kidding me. We flew from North Carolina down here to see this concert.
Geez.
Come find out they were under my mother-in-law's name and not my wife's, da-da-da. So they worked it all out. They take us in, take us down, second row center.
Wow.
Literally from me to that front door from Tanya Tucker. Oh, there we go. So, the best part about it was the 4 seats in front of us are her friends. They spend the first half of the concert backstage.
Nice.
We're literally just opened up. Well, she has a hit song. I don't know country, and I don't know Tanya Tucker.
I can't tell you a thing she's done. I don't know.
Delta Dawn is her big hit. Anyway, something about You're Nothing But Trouble or something like that. That's the first song she leads with. Every time she says You're Nothing But Trouble, she points directly at me. Tanya Tucker spends the first half of her concert flirting with me from the stage. I mean, my wife goes, damn, she's flirting with you. Everybody's going, why is she flirting with you? I was like, I don't know. I do not know. People in the front row are turning around looking at me going, who is this guy?
Who is this guy?
Yeah, who is this guy she's flirting with? And she's 60 now.
Yeah.
She's 59.
Yeah.
Close enough.
I look, and I'm sitting in between my wife and my mother, and Tanya Tucker is sitting on the stage flirting with me.
Yeah.
We laughed our ass off. Oh yeah, I had a boner the size of King Kong.
All right, so
A 60-year-old boner.
So Tanya Tucker's going to be a guest on our show.
Yeah.
We finally get around to talking nothing but trouble. If I
could have, if it had been any way I could have got her to walk by, I would have given up her flirting with me for her walking across the stage and looking at my mom and going, "Hey, I remember you." I would have given any amount of money for that to happen.
Still in therapy over that.
At my mom, not at me.
That's funny.
She's saying, anyway. So, that's my Tanya Tucker Florida story. We had a great time in Florida.
Nice.
It was beautiful.
And I'm going to have to look up Tanya Tucker.
John and
was going to say that.
John and Mom had a great time. That's I know. I knew more of her.
guy
You'll
at
know
all.
more of her. I hate country with a passion. I'd rather listen.
Old country is tolerable to me.
Well, old country
Old
and
stuff.
bluegrass.
Yeah, because they're
Old
cousins.
yeah. I'm from Southwest Virginia.
Sure,
so
you gotta
it's-
you gotta have some kind of, it's in your blood.
And I have no musical talent whatsoever. But it was funny, and I recognize more of her songs than I thought I was going to. So I bet you will too. It's stuff you just didn't realize you knew.
Probably.
But yeah, 60-year-old Tanya Tucker flirted with me from the stage for about 45 minutes.
Nice.
And she thinks she's 30.
It's even better.
And grew up on Elvis because she did every Elvis movie, including the arm swing.
Nice.
I was like, Tanya, no. Not in leather pants, honey. No.
Oh, man.
Okay.
All right.
Story time with Sammie.
What else do we have to push right now? Because this will come out March 2nd. Do you have anything later? I don't think so.
I'm trying to
This is
think.
such a
I have
boring-
something in March, but I don't know. I'm
Um,
starting a new sign business. So, yeah.
Can you talk about it?
No.
Okay. We'll cut this out.
It's no.
That sounds okay.
It's going to take up a lot of my March.
Okay, so
I think I got your summer pretty full, possibly.
Well, between you and Jason, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, my summer's going to be full.
we're talking
Already.
about the
And Heroes and
There's a lot of cons. It's Con Carolina.
Con Carolinas is first weekend in June, and
There's another
Heroes
one in the
is
summer.
Supercon.
Supercon's July. Yeah,
There's too many. I can't keep.
or is it they move it up to June?
I have one. I have like a page written out of all the cons and
Oh
stuff
man,
that we're
there's
supposed to
one
be
every
doing.
fucking weekend.
Yeah.
There's a big conversation going.
Family
on.
show.
Oh, sorry. Big freaking weekend.
And then, of course, in September we'll have the 4th Wreak Havoc Horror Film Festival.
Yes.
Which I'm very excited about. We've gotten some awesome submissions so far. It's
Chad,
only,
Chad and I were talking about it last
it's
night.
March.
Awesome.
I think if we just have what we have right now, we can make a full festival.
Remind me after the
that's
podcast,
awesome.
I need to talk to you about
A film.
yeah.
So we're here to talk about the Oscar-winning Lost in Translation. Speaking of the Oscars, I guess by the time this drops, the Oscars will have come and gone.
March 2nd, you said?
Yeah.
March 4th, the Oscars.
Ah, okay. So
2 days, guys! Give us your predictions!
I'm not a big fan of the Oscars myself. I don't usually watch them, but I do try to watch the films that are nominated for Best
I might
Picture.
be interested this year
Oh yeah, why?
because horror is well represented for the first time in a long time.
All right, yeah.
Shape of Water and Get Out both have gotten some.
They're both.
Have you seen Shape of Water?
No,
It's not hard.
though I hear it's romance, but it's still
It's-
I don't see where it's
a
hard.
monster movie.
It's a horror character put into a romance film.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's great. But I don't think it's horror though.
No, it's not.
It's a horror character
Well,
for sure.
Right.
the original creature really wasn't that much of a.
Let's not debate on whether or not that's horror.
God, what
Oh,
are you-
Jesus, he's having a
Fucking
heart attack.
I forgot to tell you all the big news.
All right.
Yesterday, much to my wife's chagrin, I purchased for myself 3 pinball machines.
Oh wow, that's cool.
I bought a Roller Games, which is an old early 90s, late 80s Midway pinball based on the Roller Games that used to be on TV. Had this thing called the wall, and you have to shoot up this way big top. I really, 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 really looked at a Creature from the Black Lagoon. But it was pretty pricey, and I didn't want to put that kind of money in. She could make real money off of it because I was getting a bit of a deal. I bought the Roller Games. I bought a Fishtails, which is my favorite pinball of all time. And I now am the proud owner of a Nightmare on Elm Street pinball.
Wow.
Yes.
Nice.
From my
Where are
personal
you putting
collection.
these?
They're still in the back of the truck right now.
Anytime you want,
I got to get them and shop them out, and
Just give us the address. Covers my.
probably end up in my basement or my side business. Not making money because it would be.
So yeah, horror is well represented this year with
Anyway.
Get Out. Zach, have you seen any of the other films nominated Best Picture? I usually try to watch them.
Seen The Post, seen Shape of Water, seen Get Out, Dunkirk.
Dunkirk going to win it? Is it the front runner?
Nah, it's not gonna win it. What else is nominated? I can't even think right now. I've not seen Darkest Hour. I've not seen Call Me by Your Name. I've not seen.
Okay, it's The Post, Lady Bird. I haven't seen
not
Lady
seen-
Bird.
I've not seen
The
that one.
Post. Get Out, which won't win. Dunkirk, which probably won't win. I haven't seen Darkest Hour. I have seen The Shape of Water. I've
Same
seen
here.
3 Billboards Outside Ebbing,
Oh,
Missouri.
not seen that.
I've seen
Filmed right here in North Carolina.
Yeah, in Black Mountain,
Yeah,
but not the best thing to be filmed in Black Mountain.
that's exactly.
Phantom Thread, which is great, and Call Me by Your Name, which I also haven't seen.
Something about half.
I think it'll be down between The Post and Phantom Thread and Darkest Hour, probably. Those are typically the ones that Oscars, but they try to gravitate towards those
Yeah,
historical
but do you
films.
think Del Toro's got any chance?
I think Del Toro's got a chance.
He's got a chance as director, yeah.
I think it has
it's
a
on
chance at pretty much everything except script and best
Picture.
film. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everything else is pretty much sure thing.
Yeah.
Like Sally Hawkins incredible on it.
Yeah.
So
Chad and I were going to see it one day, and we got something happened. We couldn't go.
Yeah, it was good. I think Michael Shannon's probably looking at an Oscar.
oh yeah.
Or Richard Jenkins is nominated, isn't he?
Mhm.
He's very
He
good.
is. He's
Octavia
fantastic.
Spencer's nominated. I thought The Post was good. I didn't think it was great.
Yeah, it doesn't know where to end.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Tom Hanks is a critical darling.
Well, he's not nominated, is he?
Nope,
Oh, wow.
just all. The only thing with The Post is only nominated for Best Picture and Best Actress,
Actress,
Meryl Streep.
yeah.
That's it. Nothing else. So
So does Get Out have a chance at anything?
I think Get Out
Yeah.
could be the underdog that might actually do it, just to
I don't-
try to shock people.
I don't think it'll win Best Picture. It
No.
could win something though. I don't know.
Probably
I just
Lady
don't.
Bird.
I don't think it's technically good enough for best director or anything
Yeah.
like that.
Might be
could
best script,
I could see them giving it to him for one of the either screenplay or
screenplay maybe, but I don't.
direction. I'd probably screenplay, but then you've also got Camille and Emily Gordon for
Yeah, Big Sick
would
really
probably
should.
win over and get
Yeah.
out. I think one of those two are probably your top contenders, but
Lady Bird also is getting a lot of...
Lady Bird too. Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I mean I've heard nothing but great things.
The only one I've seen is Get Out,
I-
and it took me like 6 months to watch it.
I liked Three Billboards. I didn't think it was Best Picture worthy personally. I like the director a lot. I like him.
I will say this: it looks like the list is a lot better than most. Most time, I hate the movie that wins Best Picture. I hate it. Just God. I go back to Crash. I
That was-
despise that
I do
movie
too,
with a
yeah.
passion. I hate it. And then I mean, his life is beautiful, and
God, that was a good. I Life is Beautiful didn't win Best Picture, did it?
I thought it did.
Shakespeare in
The
Love
Piano.
won
Yeah.
that year.
Piano. One of those black. I thought. I don't know. Anyway.
I think Shakespeare in Love won.
The only year that I really liked it was when Lord of the Rings won.
It won everything
Yeah.
that year.
Do you think that Sorkin will win for Molly's Game for
What's he-
writing?
Probably, yeah. Yeah, it's adapted though, right?
Yeah, it is.
He
adapted,
probably, yeah, he probably will. I don't know who he's up against, but anyway, so this film
Movie
in
nerds.
2003, or I guess it would have been
Podcast
the
about
04,
this.
won Best Original Screenplay for Sophia
Which-
Coppola.
Bill Murray said, "For what?" Because the script was 40 pages.
I don't know. I'll be curious to see.
Okay, so at the top, somewhat top of the show, let's go ahead and give a disclaimer. Sammie, you haven't seen this picture.
So we tried
It wasn't for lack of trying.
freaking day to download this movie to watch it because you can't find it anywhere.
Yeah, it's right. You know, movies on digital platforms, they come and go, and right now it's not really anywhere.
All right, I have to ask, what is your favorite Bill Murray movie?
Oh, damn. Well, my favorite comedy of all time is Ghostbusters. I don't know if that necessarily means that it's my favorite Bill Murray movie. This would have to be up there. I'd have to look at his IMDb to really be able to tell you.
That's fine. That's it now.
What's
I
your
love
favorite?
Caddyshack. I love Caddyshack.
Groundhog Day, maybe?
God, that's so good.
I see now between of that Bill Murray, I like Scrooged.
What about Garfield? I'm just gonna say it. Garfield would tell two kitties.
I love the his cameo in Zombieland.
Zombieland's really
Any
good.
regrets?
He's dying. Yeah,
I screamed at
he's
the.
like, I did too. He's like, oh, maybe Garfield.
I'm like, I liked Garfield.
My favorite part is Woody Harrelson's like, Mr. Murray. He's like, I think just Bill at this point.
Why didn't they ever do Zombieland 2?
He's been a lot of stuff.
I mean, he can even
Maybe
get
Rushmore is one of his
Oh
better
God,
performances,
Rushmore's
too.
so good.
He's very, very picky and choosy as to what he does. Life Aquatic may be one of my favorites.
I was so disappointed in Rock the Cashba,
I think everybody was, including Steve.
including Bill Murray.
Including Bill Murray. Okay, so we open up Lost in Translation on Scarlett Johansson's ass, but don't get too excited. It's a 19-year-old Scarlett Johansson's ass.
If she's over 18.
And then we...
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Stepdaughter Sammie? Okay, and so then we cut to Bill Murray riding through Tokyo, kind of in a haze. He's just waking up, sees a billboard with himself on it, and it's kind of surreal. Or you get the sense that this is kind of a surreal feeling for him.
Oh, see, I kind of missed that.
Correct.
That was one of the Paul sections that I watched 15 times and still didn't see the billboard.
Yeah.
For relaxing times. Make it some toy.
Put some toy. Yeah, and maybe it was one of those things where the script isn't necessarily that impressive itself, but I think maybe the Academy wanted to give this film some sort of recognition, so they're like, well, let's give her that one. Because they didn't...
Or Daddy paid him.
Bill...
No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Honestly, I love this movie and I love Sophia Coppola and I drink her wine all the time. So that's a different story.
Jeez, they make it sound nasty. I drink her wine.
Bottle of rosé.
I watched this little scene a bunch today too. Cause it just,
So you could see.
yeah, I got not too far past this.
Bill Murray was nominated, Best Actor? And I don't know who won, but I think he probably should have. I remember thinking in 2004, damn it, he was robbed. 30-something-year-old Dan really does not care about those things that much anymore. If someone doesn't win an award, it's literally meaningless to me. But anyways, and we have this first visual kind of metaphor as he stands literally a foot taller than every single Japanese person on the elevator, which is, it already puts him out of place.
Sean Penn won for Best Actor that year.
Mystic River.
Yep.
Okay, maybe he did deserve that. Was pretty damn
Charlize Theron won also that year for
Monster.
Best Actress. For
That's
Monster.
pretty damn good too. All right,
I'm just saying the connection.
maybe.
There.
What am I missing?
Charlize Theron, Sean Penn, didn't they?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're married. Weren't they married?
No. I'm thinking Madonna. Oh, you're thinking of Robin Wright.
Maybe.
Anyways, back to Lost in Translation. Oh, maybe I don't know, dude.
They did that movie Into the Wild, or not Into the Wild. God damn it! Charlize Theron finally speaks out about the failed romance with Sean Penn. So they were somewhat together.
So you didn't just make it up.
They did a movie together. Don't make that much shit up. Damn.
Okay, so Bob Harris, Bill Murray is sitting alone in this bar at the hotel,
In Japan.
drinking whiskey. And we don't really know much about him at this point, but we start to realize, oh, he's famous and he's a movie star. As two Americans at this bar too start bugging him.
You're awesome, man. Sunset odds. Loved it. Man, that car chase.
And he totally blows them off.
Yeah.
He took that thing and everything exploded.
He's so annoyed by
There's no driving. I don't know.
these
Did you
Americans.
know driving? I did. Cool. So what are you doing here?
So which actor is he really?
Seeing friends.
Is this character more like? Because I know the part was written for Bill Murray, but the actor, the way they describe him, is more of a serious dramatic actor or an action. Even this is more like a Harrison Ford type or something. I don't know.
Good point.
I don't know. But anyways, it was this part of Bob Harris was written for him, and Sophia Coppola said on many interviews and stuff that had he not agreed to do it, she wouldn't have made the film because it would have been pointless for her to do it because no one else could do the part.
Huh.
The bad part for her was he was incredibly hard to lock down because a couple of years prior to this, he fired all of his management and his talent agency and all that, and
Got a 1-800 number.
A 1-800 number that was given out very sparingly. That if you wanted to get Bill Murray in your film, you had to have the number, so you had to know somebody.
I so related to this. You know how
Well,
many
it's another-
freaking times I stay at a hotel and
another-
I have to, the shower just barely touches my back.
Another height joke for Japan.
Yep.
The Park Hyatt.
Yeah, this film's. I guess it takes place there too. It's shot at the Park Hyatt.
I love you. I'll see you later.
Oh, that's that guy. The bad guy from Ted.
Giovanni Ribisi.
That guy.
He's a pretty decent actor.
Discount
and a
Casey
very-
Affleck.
In a very small, thankless role in this film. You got other actors in this film, but not really. It's just these two. All right, so they see each other for the first time. The young Scarlett Johansson and the old Bill Murray. Because the only Americans on this elevator, so they kind of their eyes meet very briefly. Yeah, but what I was saying back to Bill Murray, he was very difficult to get hold of. You have to you have to just know his number. Someone has to give it to you. Then you have to leave him voicemail, and probably more like 10 or 12 voicemails before he'll actually respond to you.
Really?
Yeah, and he's very apparently pretty picky and choosy about what he wants to do.
Now, do you think like Wes Anderson, where he does every single movie for Wes Anderson, he has a direct number, or do you think he still has a voicemail?
You would think so, right? His friends probably have his actual number, but she, from what I understand, she got his number from Wes Anderson.
Oh wow!
She got the 800 number from Wes Anderson, who had done Rushmore with him. All right, so now we see Bob Harris in makeup and costume, shooting a
This is
commercial
as
for
far as I got.
Suntory Dine.
It's my
At the end of this.
favorite
Yeah.
scene.
This is pretty good. There's several of these scenes that are all pretty great.
Yeah. He's going on for like 5 minutes. And she,
That's all he said.
and you know it's some big motivational thing. And
From the right or.
I tell you what I love about Bill Murray, especially in this role, is that he underacts. He doesn't have to do much to make his point or to get his point across. He can say so much with just a small look. And not to say he's like that in every movie. Look back at, like we said earlier, Scrooge. That's a big performance. You know what I mean? That's very big and wild. This is contained.
With intensity.
With intensity.
Is that everything?
あなたの言ってることはウイスキーのことだけじゃないんだから。わかる？古い友達に会うように優しくジェントリーにね、そして心から湧き上がってくるテンション。これ忘れちゃダメだよ。Like an old friend and into the camera.
Okay.
あなたはウイスキーを愛してます。サントリータイム。
I really wish we had some
Okay.
Suntory.
It's real.
translation.
Yeah, I wish we
Yeah.
had some here to drink.
I had no idea it was real.
Oh yeah.
It was real.
Well, apparently Sophia Coppola got the idea to have him star in a Suntory commercial because her dad did a Suntory commercial in Japan in the 70s.
Oh wow,
That's
really?
where she got this idea.
Make it some sort of.
But you actually do have a lot of famous American actors and people go to Japan or go to different countries to do commercial work. They get paid ridiculous amounts for like a day or two of work.
Well, and it's
Easy work.
okay. Here I'll go off on a little sidebar tangent here. Anybody like that over there is
Yeah.
like mega famous.
Like a god, yeah.
So it happened with rock bands. There are still 80s bands that
killing overseas.
That are killing
Yeah.
overseas. That their new music is selling overseas.
Yeah.
In Japan especially, and it's not back here. Nobody gives a shit. They play Freebird again, you know, and play Every Rose Has a Thorn. Meanwhile, they're listening to new stuff over there.
Yeah.
Wrestlers are the same way. They're called gaijins, and they go over and wrestle, and they have sponsors.
They're called
And-
vicious.
No. No. Most of those guys you don't want to call guys. But they have sponsors, and a sponsor will pick you up at the airport, take you and feed you and buy you clothes and all this stuff, and don't want anything other in return other than hanging out with you. It is a sign of how important you are to be seen with famous people.
No.
So there are guys that gravitate to the wrestlers. There's guys that gravitate to the rock stars. There's guys that gravitate to the actors. So yeah, that's a whole thing over there. It's part of the culture.
Interesting.
All right,
See, I was able to add something.
The more you know.
And other than the fact that Scarlett Johansson is yet again in her underwear. And over 18.
She's by herself
A lot.
a lot of, especially the first act of this film. She's alone. What? What did I miss? Okay, I'm sorry.
Just Sammy going a lot.
She's kind of going through her own little bit of crisis as early 20s something.
what I was saying.
They never say how old she is, but I think she's like 19 in this or 20 filming this.
Probably.
But she's supposed to be in her early 20s, and she's married to this young, hot producer, or not photographer, who's very much in demand. And he's in Japan shooting some band or some shit like that. And she's kind of by herself, and she's going through a little thing on her own. Not really sure what she wants to do with her life. Kind of like, I guess, somewhat of a midlife crisis that Bill Murray's character is sort of going through as well. And they kind of meet up, and they're just...
He is going through a late life crisis.
Oh, okay. Okay, so let's put this in context. I've got it written down here. In 2003, Bill Murray's 53 years old. Scarlett Johansson's 21 years old.
Tanya Tucker's older.
Oh, he was only 53?
Yeah.
He looked very hard to put up with.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, his hair's absolutely dyed. Because even him in 2003, he's...
Hey.
Just saying.
Hey, we don't have to crack on gray-headed people, okay?
He comes across one of his old films on TV in Japan.
In Japanese.
He's totally annoyed by it.
And again, he's probably not as famous over here now as he is over there.
Maybe not as big in the United States as he is in Japan, yeah.
Garfield just
but the
came out
Japanese
of there.
culture just kind of annoys him.
Okay, so this woman who, speaking of geisha, this woman, call lady, or whoever has been sent to his room.
Oh, really?
Not at his request, at someone else's. And she has a request for him.
His sponsor.
Leave my stocking.
Lit my stocking. He's like, what?
There.
What?
Lick there. Hey, lick my stocking.
Hey,
Hey,
lip them. What?
lick them like this. Lick them.
Rip them?
Lick, yes.
You want me to rip your stocking?
Yes, lick my stockings, please.
Oh, rip!
Your stocking?
Yes.
You want me to rip your stocking?
Yes.
And you tell Mr. Kazoo, we had a blast.
Oh, no, Mr. Harris. Oh, my God. Don't touch me. Mr. Harris. Stocking. Oh, no, Mr. Harris.
Feels like he's being tortured.
Can't breathe. Can't breathe.
Oh, help, please!
What?
Help, please! Let me go, Mr. Harris! Let me go! Oh, let me go! Let me go! Please let me
With
go!
pleasure.
Oh, no!
With pleasure.
Don't let me go! No! No!
There's some weird fetish fantasy thing. Not the lights out. Yeah, he's definitely lost something in translation.
So he is alone in Tokyo as well, and it's a strange land, and we get more of these scenes that I think go to show the whole idea of a 40-page script, which could just say Charlotte walks around Japan, and then that takes up 5 minutes of film. All right, we have another Suntory photo shoot.
I gotta be on a plane Thursday.
I'm saying I don't know that I trust that chair.
Johnny Carson of Japan. Yeah.
So his people are trying to keep him in Japan longer. He's wanting to get the hell out of here and go home.
I gotta get out of here as soon as I can.
So they're trying to get him. They're probably trying to get him to stay because that's where he's getting to work at.
Yeah, his management wants him there because they're getting money off of him. Yeah, he doesn't want to do it. They're freaking tugs.
So, can you put your hand close your face, please? I'm sorry, not to what? Can you put your hand close your face? Close your face. I don't get that close to the glass until I'm on the floor. Yes. You want a whiskey? This is not whiskey. This is iced tea. If you gave me a real whiskey, I need mysterious face. Attention is
Mysterious.
Mysterious. I think I know what you want. You want this, right? I need more mysterious and More mysterious, yeah.
This is kind of like my directional film.
Yeah.
Sammie more mysterious.
You are a movie star.
I look at your direction as more of a suggestion.
And I'll be credited as suggester in the next film.
Rat Pack?
Rat Pack.
Rat Pack. I just look kind of scared.
You're so gentleman, yes? A ring-a-ding-ding? Yeah. Sinatra? You know
So right now he's being Sean Connery.
Sinatra.
Old blue eyes, yeah. It's good, yeah. It's more Vino, that's Vino.
I'm sure every bit of this was improvised too. I feel like.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So like, what? Yeah, what's the script here?
He was asked to channel Roger Moore when shooting this stuff. He said he liked Sean Connery better,
Yeah.
who actually did a Suntory.
Close it, yes. Yeah. Face, please. Close my face. Yes, sorry, good. And 007?
Double
Double
O.
seven.
But okay, I got it. 007, yeah. Roger Moore? Roger Moore. Roger Moore. You know? Roger Moore? Roger Moore? Yeah. Okay. I always think of Sean Connery. Seriously. No. Didn't you get the Sean Connery one over here? Roger Moore.
No,
Okay.
Roger Moore.
That's a Roger Moore look.
Rest in peace, Roger.
Yeah.
We mean more or Roger Moore again? Yeah.
Moore or Roger Moore?
He is so miserable. But they paid the bills,
All
brother.
right, I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit.
No, that's Anna Faris.
We have the introduction to this Anna Faris character.
Oh.
She plays a movie star who knows
You're supposed
who's worked with Charlotte's husband.
Oh my god, I have the worst VO right now. I'm so
Okay, so this film is a little bit, I think, autobiographical on Sophia Coppola's part. And if you look at it this way, when this film was made in 2003, her real life husband was also film director Spike Jonze, who's a really good filmmaker.
her,
Who did Her, won an Oscar for Her, I believe.
which was basically the same movie.
That's true. There's a lot of similarities to this. Did Being John Malkovich an adaptation? Adaptation is one of my favorites. I'm about 100% sure Anna Faris's character is based off Cameron Diaz, who worked with Spike Jonze and Being John Malkovich. So they're kind of, you start to see some of these similarities to real life here. And obviously, Sophia Coppola is the Charlotte character, Scarlett Johansson. And I honestly think that Bill Murray may just be playing Bill Murray for the most part.
Bill Murray always plays Bill Murray.
I guess, I mean, I think that was Sophia Coppola's intent.
Since probably the 80s, he's played Bill Murray.
Yeah. I mean, I just think that was this Sophia Coppola's intent. She wanted him basically to be him, and if it couldn't be him, she didn't want to do it. But I think it's kind of important to see this character of the Anna Faris plays several times because it helps further define Scarlett Johansson's character, to see this complete opposite person. Almost like a juxtaposition here of these two characters who are about the same age. You know, they're both connected with Regina Lana Ribisi, but she kind of personifies just who Scarlett Johansson isn't.
She was married to Star-Lord. That's Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow.
Yeah. Yep, that's true.
And we just need to get Bill Murray in the universe.
Chris Pratt.
We do.
Who would he play in the Marvel universe?
Huh? Oh, who would Bill?
You're the nerd.
You
Tell me.
You tell us. Who could Bill Murray be?
Jarvis. A real Jarvis.
Real Jarvis. But he's already had.
We already did the real Jarvis, so.
Okay. Who? Let's see. Who else
And,
could he
All
be?
right, let me think. Y'all carry on, I think. This movie's lost my interest already.
Lost in Sammie.
Lost in Sammie.
We're skipping
That's what you
around
should name
here.
this episode. Lost in Sammie.
Lost in Sammie.
And this 32 minutes into the movie,
No, I mean-
they finally talk to each other.
Yeah.
But according to IMDb, they never actually introduce themselves.
No, they don't.
He never says, "Hey, I'm." Well, the funny thing is, she already knows who he is. He doesn't know her name,
Yeah.
but he's a movie star. So she's like, "What are you doing here?"
Doesn't matter. She's half his age.
More than half.
More than half.
Well, true. That's what I'm saying.
But the characters, I guess, there's no telling. I think it's probably
I forgot what we was talking about.
who would
Marvel.
Bill Murray
Oh,
be?
I was at Marvel. Yeah, who would Bill Murray play?
He could be the president of the United States.
No.
Because the president has showed up in Marvel movies, but
I just want to see him in after credits
it's
scene.
about time.
That's Robert
Rocket
Redford.
Raccoon's
No,
father.
that's-
It's
Oh, no.
$2 million to endorse
it's
what I could be doing to replace him.
Are we asking who's the president of the United States?
in,
Yeah,
in the
in
Marvel
Marvel.
Cinematic Universe. Jesus, this is so what a nerdy show this is. Okay, let's
Damn
just,
it. All right, hang on.
Which
Where's
movie?
well, he's in several movies as the president.
Yeah.
But he had a big part in Iron Man 3.
Robert Redford's
Just- all right,
bull
let's
of
look at
trash.
Iron Man
Shit.
Bruce Greenwood plays the president in every damn thing. It feels like.
I don't know. I'm thinking about Bill Murray still.
He was the bad guy in Die Hard 2. I just can't remember his name to save my life. William Sadler.
Oh,
Played the president in Iron Man 3. Bill Murray could play the new president, and that's who he should be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Rocket Raccoon's father.
No, there is a guy, and I can't remember his name. Okay, you know how in the Netflix TV shows, there's the night nurse is
Yeah,
Rosario Dawson, and
Night
she.
Okay.
Well, she's the night doctor, yeah. But in the comic, she's the
Yeah,
night
yeah,
nurse, and that's her kind of her thing. She has a place, and anybody that needs bandaged up, they go to her instead of going to the hospital.
Kinda
and she
underground
protects
doctor,
them.
yeah.
Yes, exactly. Think about it. There is actually a guy in the Marvel universe that fixes their costumes. Like if they don't have special costumes
Right.
like Iron Man,
Yeah.
or if it's just a costume,
Yeah.
they have a tailor. And he looks kind of like Bill Murray, but he's short.
That'd be cool.
That would be fine, yeah.
So I can't remember what the hell his name is, but it just pops up just every once in a while. Somebody will bring him in and do a little bit with him or something like that. But he's kind of a funny character. But I still think Jarvis would be, because Jarvis is kind of balding and tall and lanky and. Not a computer Jarvis, a real, because Avengers Mansion
Was
has
it
a
a real
real
Jarvis?
butler. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Sorry. Bill Murray.
So they're meeting for the first time. They've crossed paths a few times, but they're just finally talking. They're having drinks, and they're talking about her not being able to sleep and
Are they staying in the same hotel?
Yeah.
Because they got on the elevator together.
yeah.
And he went, ho, 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 hello, young lady.
Did you buy a Porsche?
Are you over 18?
You know, I was thinking about buying a Porsche.
They just named this episode "Are You Over 18?"
I like Lost in
Are you already? Okay, we'll skip ahead a little bit. This is their second meeting. The first
I
meeting
didn't realize Ann
was
Faris was in this.
yeah.
I like her.
Was kind of she doesn't have a big part.
Yeah.
Their
on the American side.
first meeting was kind of brief. Second meeting, they're at the bar again, and she's having dinner with her husband and Anna Faris, and she breaks awake, and she's so bored by them to go talk to him. Even though her husband's sitting behind her, she goes and talks to Bob Harris, who's infinitely more interesting.
You having a nice time?
Can you keep a secret?
But what makes him more interesting?
It's not that he's necessarily more interesting, but they're on the same wavelength, I think. Like, what's a good way to say it, Zach? Like, they're, I don't want to say romantically, because that's not what we're,
There's
it's like their souls are on the same,
strangers
same
there.
path,
It's
maybe.
kind of both miserable.
Yeah, they're kind of kindred spirits.
Yeah, kindred spirits.
Maybe
That's a
a
good way to
nice
put it.
way to say it.
They're relishing in each other's misery?
So, do you think they do it in this movie?
I'm in.
I don't
You've not seen it.
Well, I would think not, because then it would just be old creepy Bill. Well, I don't know. He's kind of turned into old creepy Bill, so maybe this is the beginning of that.
Oh, look.
What's he been creepy in?
No, in life.
Oh, in life?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think so. I think he's awesome in life. You hear
He does some
stories.
weird stuff.
You hear stories about Bill Murray just doing random things.
Yeah,
in
showing
real
up.
life, just-
He went to a wedding, somebody else's wedding, and just showed up. and-
Well, he went to the Groundhog Day Broadway play like 3 shows in a row,
Yeah.
and just like kept. He started working the bar. And then he started working the bar, man. Because he can. But he kept tipping for everybody, for the bartender.
I've heard that on several occasions he has gone up to people in restaurants, taking food off their plates, or eating it, and then he goes, "No one will ever believe you," and just walks away.
It reminds me of a Seinfeld episode.
Well, he and some other guy that I knew the character he played, but I don't know the actor, have been going around to all the ballparks and heckling the umpires.
Well, it's his brother, Brian Doyle Murray.
Oh, yeah.
They have a Facebook show.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of it. I've seen an episode or two of it, but it's his brother, who's also
Brian
very,
Doyle,
very funny.
Yeah, that's right.
Writer and actor. What is that show called? I don't know. It'll come to me later, but yeah, it's a Facebook show, which is like the first Facebook show.
Yeah,
it's weird.
So yeah, I mean, I guess he's
still
kind of
finding
cool. So
ways to be relevant.
I would think they don't, because it would, to me, it would kind of kill the mood of the movie. But I don't. Dean Jones once looked at me and said, "You know, people in Hollywood look at age differently."
Okay.
Swear to God. As a 21-year-old walked by. And, yeah.
Oh, you gotta love Dean.
So, yeah.
Okay, so after their third meeting, Bob and Charlotte decided to get together and hang out and go out on the town. And he has showed up wearing kind of something that looks like he's having a midlife crisis, like a weird camouflage, trendy
Backwards.
kind of shirt. Which
It's a shirt backwards.
Well,
That's what I've always tried to figure out.
Well, he turns it inside out because it just looks so I don't know, over the top for his character. And so they have a good time. They go and have drinks with her friends because she actually knows some people in Tokyo, and he gets to meet new and interesting people for him, which is cool.
Instead of the standard yes Japanese people he's been dealing with.
Yeah, he's actually meeting people he can talk to and have drinks with, and instead of and getting out of his room. This guy has a fluorescent like BB gun. Look like tracers. I want those so bad.
That's kind of cool.
And so they're getting into a little bit of mischief.
What did they do to get into this mischief?
Just hanging out with the wrong people, and they piss other people off. But you get a sense of Tokyo as they roam through it, and like, oh shit, those things sting.
Sammy, does this look familiar?
Pachinko parlor.
They filled some of these in the super
Yeah.
T-Mart.
What did he say? I missed that.
That's a little insensitive.
Okay, here's the thing. Gambling is not legal in Japan.
It's not legal?
No.
Oh, really?
But what they have is these pachinko parlors, which is just a slot machine. And they play it and they win tokens.
Mm-hmm.
They take your tokens right around the corner and sell them. There's a place that buys them.
Are they? Is the place ran by the same place that
Yes.
run the? Okay, so it's all the same.
Yeah.
It's not like you open the parlor and I'll go open my. Okay.
No. Or they're partners or whatever.
Yeah, right,
It's all a big casino thing.
Yeah.
But we get those. We see those pachinko machines from time to time at the auctions or something. Yeah. But they run off tokens. You can't convert them. Oh God.
Tom Gore.
I'd give you any amount of money if you broke into the Star Wars sign.
Yeah, I know.
Star Wars.
This is a low budget $4 million movie. They don't have enough money for that.
Oh, come on. Sophia Coppola's dad, Francis Ford Coppola, did.
He's friends with George Lucas.
They did the little Star Wars inspired Michael Jackson video thing.
She probably could have called George Lucas on her phone and be like, hey, it's Sophia. Can I use the song?
Yeah, sure. Fuck it. Knee deep in the prequels.
When he owned everything. So they're having a good time. You know, he's actually having fun for once in Japan. And she is too, for once.
When the hair become pink.
You missed that scene.
Yeah.
Shh, don't tell him it's a wig.
So their hanging out is starting to become perhaps a little flirty. And this is really open to interpretation. Like, I watched
And this
the movie
is
with
all
my
the
wife.
same night, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they have a big fun night with these folks and yeah, depending on who watches this film. Like my wife watches, she's like, they're so flirty, so hard, and she's like, that's nasty. He's old. I'm like, they're just having a good time. They're just friends, you know, like.
I'm not showing my girlfriend this movie for the same reasons. Like, I don't want to go through this. Okay, I love you, but I don't want to go through this.
You don't need to. Here's if they have an affair. It's an emotional one. You know what I mean? Like they have this strong connection over a very small period of time. Just see Sammy's look on his face.
And Sammy's the girl in the relationship.
Sammy's like, did he touch your boobs? No. Well, that ain't an affair. Did he touch both? Did he touch both of them?
Was she legal? Well, was she legal?
Old enough? Never mind.
Well, it's in the looks that they give each other. It's in the small little moments.
I don't give a shit. Once again, if he's 53 and she's 21, that ain't right. I don't care what it's in.
How much actual dialogue do you think's in this movie?
There's not much.
No, there's really not.
There's a handful of scenes where they do sit down and talk, like
Right.
the bed scene,
Right.
where they're laying in bed together. Does nothing.
Sammy,
I'm hoping you perk up and be like, yeah.
Yeah. They're in pillow
Don't
talk.
you show her boobies?
Has she been fucked like that since grade school?
Oh, God.
Jesus. Hashtag Fight Club.
Listen to our
Did
previous
he
show.
touch both tits or just one?
Okay, now here
She looks
we've still got
Uh-huh.
father-daughter kind of feelings going because it's
At this point, I feel like it's friendly, but they're having this emotional connection that's it's not physical. It's just they're attracted to each other in that way. They want to. They're spending all night together because they want to. It's not that it's not their. Again, you could get into this whole argument of what constitutes extramarital affairs. They're both married people, hanging out together all night in Japan. That could be considered by a spouse as inappropriate or whatever. I don't know.
yeah. I mean, it depends on the spouse. Yeah.
It gets really inappropriate later when he whips it out on her. But that's later.
Mr. Gray. Mr.
Just ruin this movie for me.
Does he show her his gopher?
Mr. Murray will see you now. Mr. Murray will see you
I'm
now.
alright. Don't
made a
nobody
poster
worry
for
about me.
Where did you get that picture from? Oh my god.
Facebook.
That's great.
I just showed them the poster for this episode. I'll put it on Facebook soon.
That's
It's on our
awesome.
website now, actually.
I'm alright. Don't nobody worry about me.
So this is what I like about this performance is this Bill Murray is light years beyond that Bill Murray from Caddyshack, from the Goofy movies, from Meatballs, from whatever. But he still seems like he's got the capacity to do that part. You know what I mean? At this stage in his life, but this is what he's doing.
That dude has always looked like he was 152.
Yeah.
Even in Caddyshack, when he was fairly young, he still looked like he was.
So he's having a soul crushing phone conversation with his wife back in L.A. She's got the kids at home, and she's trying to talk to him. She's super annoyed by him, the fact that he's not there.
He's not where? At home?
That he's in Japan. He's not at home with her.
It's not fun. It's just very, very different.
Just so you listeners know, Zach has opened up a piece of candy, and it's made the most.
Sammie's been doing it for the last hour. I do it one time.
Way over here.
But you do it right in front of the microphone. It's like all I can hear. Sorry. I just want to explain to those listeners what's happening.
Way over here.
These scenes with him talking to his wife are the most hard for me to watch because it hits home. I hate to say that. It really does, though, even down to the tone of her voice. Which is like I've had this conversation with my wife.
I have heard this conversation over
I hope you're having fun in Roanoke. I'm here with the girls. What are you doing? Me and Sammie just had dinner. Oh, that's great. I'm here chasing the girls around the house.
What are you guys doing that?
I've overheard that conversation.
Well, Sammie and I are booked in the same room together, so I guess we're spooning.
Big spoon, Sammie. Big spoon.
Just wrong.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it really hurt.
She's showing her stubbed toe.
You may gotta take you to a doctor. You can't just put that back in the shoe.
The Bill Murray charm.
Well, you either go to a doctor or you leave it here.
I'm a poor man's Bill Murray.
He's smiling. You like that idea?
No, this is my head.
Little black toe over in this country. You got a sharp knife? Gotta be, this country, somebody's gotta prefer a black toe. Black toe. Or we should probably hang around until someone orders it. Hospital regulations, get in there.
Alright. Thank you.
There's so much making fun of Japan in this movie.
No, don't! No!
Is that racially insensitive?
It's not racially insensitive. I guess it could be.
Culturally
insensitive. It's culturally, but that's the whole point of this movie. It's even in the title. There's this clash of cultures.
Japan.
Just to a random conversation with someone who speaks no English at all.
Japan.
What? He's just getting into a random conversation. No idea.
While other people laugh.
Yeah.
How's that song go?
How's that song go? It's a good line.
A little bit back to Bill Murray for a second, because it's not like we haven't been talking about him. He had a verbal contract with Sophia Coppola to make this film. Could you imagine a studio spending $4 million? Even that's considered a small amount. Sam, here's a scene for you, buddy.
Hey, strip club. That got my attention.
You're like, I know that song.
It's definitely a strip club song.
But even until she didn't know that he would actually show up until the day of they started shooting.
Dear God.
And he just randomly came.
I couldn't say.
There's no contract at all, just because again, he didn't have any kind of management. And to this day, he still maintains this is his favorite film that he's been in.
Really?
Yeah.
So now he's taking her to a strip club.
But yeah,
Well,
he said,
she's taking her friends have taken them, and she's like, "What are we doing here?" He's like, "I don't know. Let's get out of here."
Sucking on my titties like sorry. Add it to the song.
Saving Castle remix. Sees himself on a billboard. It's gotta be a weird feeling.
Yeah, I would imagine. It's weird enough seeing yourself on a screen or
I'm sure.
poster or.
hear yourself on a podcast.
We were talking about this last week. Like, I hate the sound of my own voice.
So this is
I hate
probably
the sound of my own voice too. So
there's probably more dialogue in this scene than any other straight where they're just hanging out in the hotel room talking about life and
liberty and the
marriage and the
happiness.
pursuit of happiness.
I'm so going to have to watch this movie, aren't I?
I like the film a lot. I mean, it's
Oh, I love this film.
But I'm not
This-
getting.
you're not. Well, yeah, you got to see it the whole thing in order.
You're not a
This-
filmmaker. You're
this-
an actor, Sammie. You're the talent.
You just stand where I tell you to stand and say what I want you to say, okay?
And we'll do it live.
See, okay.
Do it faster. This film came out when I was a freshman in college, and I was in a weird, funky place. I went and saw this in theaters, and
What theater?
would probably been that theater off of.
I'm stuck.
It may have been the theater at Concord Mills, to be honest with you.
Okay.
AMC.
AMC.
AMC, yeah, at Concord Mills. I saw this and Garden State back to back. And those two films really had an impact on me as a freshman in college.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe a sophomore. Freshman. I don't remember. But you gotta keep in mind the age I was and seeing those, and I was in between girlfriends at the time, and I was also kind of not sure what I wanted to do with my life. And
That was emotional
It's
day for
funny.
you.
Like, my college years was like The Crow.
Well, I'd never double watching.
kill me, I'll come back to life, damn it.
I remember double watching this and Phone Booth back to back.
Yeah, those are two
I like that
totally
movie.
different movies.
Oh yeah,
I like
Kiefer Sutherland. That used to be my voicemail. for years.
Anything wall-eyed, Forrest Whitaker's in this.
Jesus Christ.
God, you must have loved Rogue One.
We still gotta watch The Crying Game.
Yeah,
As much fun as we've made fun of that on
Yeah,
this
we
show,
got to,
but he's in
yeah.
that. He's really good in that.
What about Michael? You gotta watch Michael.
I've got written down in my notes, and we've missed the whole conversation, so it won't make sense at all. But I wrote down this conversation in the bed as the heart of the film. It's where these two characters really start to
Means okay.
kind of figure out each other on a more, I don't know,
Okay.
personal level.
Here's a personal question.
All right.
That kind of ties into this.
Go for it.
Have you ever slept in a bed with someone, women, since it's all the three of us, and it be a friendship kind of thing?
Yep.
Um,
Now, in
not family.
hindsight, I've looked at myself and said, "Why didn't you make a movie? you piece of shit. Why didn't you make a move?" But yeah, I have. Probably about the same time I saw this film.
And you're just thinking, I'm Bill. Be the
I think I did about the time this film was out. Yeah. Trying to think. Yeah, it was.
But, yeah.
It was one of those. Yeah, you sleep on the covers. I'll sleep on top. How about that?
Well, you know what? Ironically enough, you haven't seen it yet. But there's a scene where the fire detector goes off, and everyone in the hotel has to go out, and they meet up again. I had the very similar situation in a dorm room where I met up with a friend of mine who was on a different floor, and then she's like, "I don't want to go all the way back to my room." And of course, I was like, "Well, come sleep with me."
Yeah.
And of course, the young, naive, dumb Dan was like, it'll be totally platonic. And where in hindsight, I should have been like, come sleep with me. And we'll make, we'll start another fire. We'll start another fire.
We can start a fire. Come on, let it burn.
Hindsight. Painful hindsight.
Painful.
I grew up in New York.
And so there's a couple of highlights from this scene where she tells him, she starts to open up more personal. She says, "I'm stuck," and they talk about that, and she asks him about, well, what about marriage, because he's been married as long as she's been alive, and he's like, that's hard. Marriage is hard, but you got to work at it. And they come to the conversation settles right here, where he says, "You're not hopeless," and that's pretty much it. Nothing sexual.
I asked that because I think there's a lot of guys that have never done that they've never just they don't. Most guys don't understand just friendship,
platonic relationships with the opposite sex. Yeah. Well, and
I actually probably done it quite a few times. I ended up in the friend zone a lot.
Well, a lot of people seem to think I'm gay, so I'm in that friend zone a lot.
Okay, so have you ever slept in the bed with another man and not
not had sex?
Yeah.
Are we talking giving or receiving?
Oh, jeez.
I always play the pitcher, never the catcher.
All right.
Not gay, you pitch.
So, Scarlett Johansson. Am I right, guys?
Let's all get a man card back here.
Am I right?
Chad's gonna die at this. Jesus Christ, what are they talking about?
I'm just gonna have to cut that out.
Yeah.
What is what is that?
It's like a hope tree or something where people have written down something they hope for, and
That's kind of what I
so
thought.
she's experiencing some rural. Is that a word?
rural
in Japan?
rural
Japan.
Morgan was in California last week.
Yeah.
And they have a fence that's called shit. What was the fence called? It was just a fence with all these lots.
Oh
on
yeah.
it. And there's like 4 or 5 of them around the world. One in France, one in Paris, and one in LA. And it's couples go there to seal their
Padlock.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, now I got questions. If they break up, do they go take the lock off? Because it's not completely full of locks.
That's a good question.
And
Does
somebody come and cut them off?
From the
Snap.
I'm on lock duty tonight, all night long.
But it was just a fence of locks, so that's the same sort of.
They register every single one. So, for instance, if you put a lock on there, they register you. But then, like 15 years later, when they get divorced, they go and take bolt cutters and they cut them off.
So legit.
No, I'm just making that up.
Damn it, Zach.
I've been to a chewing gum wall in Seattle.
Oh yeah, I've been there actually.
I put gum on it. It's pretty disgusting. It smelled fantastic. Do you recall that? It smelled like sugar.
I don't really remember the smell of it.
That's what
Did you and Laura put y'all's chewing gum on the wall?
Yeah.
Aww, all at once.
Because she told him to. He didn't want to give up his. He didn't want to give up his jug gun.
Gum on the wall.
She said, "Put your damn gun on."
Okay, so this is the talk show host that's like,
"You gonna lick his shit too."
Lick that wall.
Yes.
Okay, this is the Johnny Carson of Japan that he was booked on. This dude is amazing.
Their TV shows are so over the top.
You seen the show where you sniff an asshole?
No.
Yeah, it was legitimately a show. What did he have?
Down to you sniff an asshole.
What did he eat for dinner last night?
もうねずっと最近ねメールばっかだったから本当に嬉しい
So do you think Bill knows what he's saying at all? Like, even an idea, like, hey, play along at he's saying this, or just...
I have no idea. I wouldn't think so.
It's the Japanese.
It's like Rip Torn. Anybody?
I was thinking Martin Short from Bopper and Pride.
That's true. But Rip Torn was before Martin Short, so.
All anybody knows about Rip Torn is Rip Torn.
Oh no, hold on. Rip Taylor.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay,
Rip Torn was Larry Sanders' show.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Rest in peace,
Rip
Larry.
Taylor would have the sparkle, the sprinkles, and
Yeah.
throw them in the air.
Sorry. I do that all the time.
Well, that's an easy one to get confused. All right, here's another soul-crushing conversation with the wife.
Jesus
Hello,
Christ.
Bob.
Hi, lady.
Hi, Dan.
No, it's
Well, the best part is after the first conversation, he goes, he had a great night with her, and then he called his wife, and he goes, that was a mistake.
whatever you like. I'm completely lost.
Starting to open up to his wife a little bit.
That's not what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
I
I'm
know,
sorry,
I just
Lauren.
I've never met you, Lauren. Keep me out of this.
You never will.
I don't want all that pasta.
We're watching his appearance on the talk show.
今日はゲストに来てくださったので僕にね特別にプレゼント
And his translator sucks.
Yeah.
Aww.
Why can't our talk shows be like this?
You do not want your talk show. We do not want our talk shows to be like the ones over there. That is some of the sickest, craziest shit.
Who wants to smell an asshole?
Exactly.
Okay, so he had a moment of weakness after a terrible conversation with his wife, and he got drunk in the bar.
I think Wipeout came from,
And now
literally
she's-
came from Japan.
She's caught. Now she's knocking on his door, and she can. The lounge singer. He's banging the lounge singer.
Momentary lapse of reasoning.
Yeah, and now he instantly woke up with filled with regret. And the funny thing is, it's not regret over the wife; it's regret over
The 21.
I think the 21-year-old that he feels like he's perhaps cheated on her. It's a weird thing. I think. Do you get that too?
Yeah.
Watching this.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had
She's
this.
closer to your age.
Damn.
They have this.
Talk about things you have in common, like growing up in the 50s. Maybe she liked the movies you were making in the 70s when you still were making movies.
Wasn't there anyone else there to lavish you with attention?
Oh. Ouch. Or maybe y'all talked about lounge singing. Star Wars.
I don't think there was a lot of talking. And they've ordered this.
Was she ever 18?
God damn it.
They ordered this raw meat that comes very thinly sliced. That put it in the boiling broth.
Sashimi.
I just seen I was a little too earlier.
You're a the sushi guy. You eat sashimi?
So bad.
Oh, I don't eat sushi. I'm allergic.
What kind of restaurant makes you cook your own
Yeah.
food?
Well, yeah, I love that Japanese place over there. It's-
Oh, Hakachow. Kate loves sushi and stuff. You can talk to her about that. I'm just like, give me the beef.
Let's get Kate on the
You
phone.
ordered yourself shellfish?
Sweaty, wake up!
Hey, tell us about the sushi we eat.
You eat sushi?
Yeah,
Okay.
I like sushi. I don't really get to eat it very often, but I like it.
Doctor does sushi.
So they've kind of come to
See,
a little bit of forgiveness here.
just
Little bit about
just a karaoke bar that brings people together.
yeah. A little bit about Sophia Coppola, her first film, The Virgin Suicides in '99. I remember seeing it, not being super impressed by it, but that was a long time ago too. Then there was this, and then there was Marie Antoinette in '06 with Kirsten Dunst and what's his name? I can't.
Colin Firth? Harold?
No. Then there was Somewhere in 2010, and then The Bling Ring in 2013, and then
Did you see The Bling Ring?
I didn't see The Bling Ring.
The Bling Ring is an hour and 40 minutes of Emma
Watson.
Yeah, Emma Watson and crew just walking around houses, taking stuff. Then it's like there's less dialogue in that movie than there is in this one.
But Emma Watson wins at everything.
Yep. She gets the.
It's an inside joke with Arthur and all Morgan's friends.
Okay.
They all love him.
Do they like The Bling Ring?
No, I don't have no
Text her,
idea.
see if she likes The Bling Ring.
1:30 in the
Random
damn morning.
But you telling me to text my girlfriend? But shit,
I
it's your
did.
daughter. Hell no.
Did anyone see The Beguiled?
No.
It looked good. A bunch of people on that too. Colin Farrell, Nicole Kidman. What is this? Oh yeah, Jason Schwartzman.
Yeah.
It's her cousin. Sophia Coppola's cousin.
No, I wanted to see The Beguiled, but I never did.
So is
Same here.
okay. Are there any examples of other than these two of famous sibling or closely related directors? Or I mean, you got the Russo brothers that work together and the Farley brothers who work together.
Like father-daughter, or father-son.
Or father-son.
Yeah,
or
I'm sure there's plenty.
Landis, Max Landis and John Landis.
Is getting into directing now.
Yeah. But did screenwriting, so I mean, you know.
Well, her
Similar
brother
stuff.
Roman Coppola is an Oscar-winning writer as well.
For what?
Huh?
For what? I didn't know you didn't shit, brother.
You still got a brother and sister. Scarlett does.
What was it? Midnight Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Moonlight Kingdom.
Moonlight
Kingdom. We talked about him on Dracula episode. He did all the special effects for Dracula.
That's right.
Sophia worked on Dracula as well too. I don't know what she did, but famously she was in The Godfather 3 as the female lead, or it says Diane Keaton. After Winona Ryder dropped out of Godfather 3, he had to find someone to cast, and cast his own daughter, who had not ironically, but just coincidentally played the same character back in the original Godfather movies, but as a toddler or whatever.
Argento, Dario Argento, and Asia Argento.
Yeah.
Which she's done a little bit.
Okay, so this is
all over the board.
This is their goodbye. In the lobby of the hotel.
He's going back or she's going back?
He's going back, and then a couple days later she'll go back.
Wish me and have a good fright or something.
Yeah, right.
So there's very much this unspoken thing going on here. This
think
at this goodbye for our listeners.
Anybody who's watched this movie can tell that.
And there's a lot of regret here.
And that smiling Japanese woman.
And I love this. He's got this very good look of longing. Again, doing
Just
so
missed
much
out
with
on
so
a girl
little.
a third his age.
This whole movie is so
Almost
much,
that.
so little.
I know, right? Yeah,
it's
that's
so good.
You're absolutely right. You could say that about this entire film. So much is done with so little.
It just let scenes hold.
Speaking of letting scenes hold, let's let this scene hold. This is their final interaction. He's got his second chance of a goodbye, and he sees her on the street and tells the driver to stop.
And this is famously been talked about.
This
scene.
is probably the most iconic part of this film.
Oh yeah.
Now, believe it or not, we just talked about Fight Club at the same time we're talking about this film, same night.
No.
This film made a lot more money than Fight Club did. I just want that to settle in with you for just a second.
Silence on the podcast always does well.
We're all trying to listen to what the hell what is he saying?
Such an emotional scene.
Yeah.
Do you ever see the Family Guy episode where we even talk about this? Yeah. You ever kiss your daughter in the lips, Sammy?
No. Once you got past about 8. No, I have. I kissed Ashley on the lips the other night. But it wasn't like that.
It was a rhetorical question.
It wasn't like that.
So
that is the look of a guy that's like, hell yeah, I still got it. Bitches.
Just kissed a girl half my age.
Yeah, a third.
From what I understand, that kiss was improvised too. It wasn't scripted. That was just in the moment.
Creepy Bill.
Well, could you imagine this film without that though? How?
Oh yeah, it'd be so different. And then, but Bill swears he doesn't remember what he said to her because it was scripted what he said.
Yeah.
But he swears he does not remember what it was.
Well, does she not?
No one's. And there's been some mystery about this because Sophia Coppola was never told what he said, and neither is Scarlett Johansson publicly, or so no. There's always been some debate. There's some website or some videos on YouTube where they think they figured it out, and it's something kind of weird, like something like promise your husband something. Well, promise me you'll tell your husband the truth or something like that, which I don't think that's what he says, but
I don't understand why would they not tell?
Because everybody talks about
because there's
it.
this air of mystery to it. I love that.
I mean, I don't like to know everything too, either. But it's
there's the as we've said numerous times in this show already that Bill Murray does so much with so little, just by the look on his face, the look of.
I still got it.
When he gets back in the car and tells the guy to drive, it's almost painful to watch him. Just the look on his face is like, it's almost like regret. It's fear and regret. Like I'll never have this again, or I'll never see this person again. It's meant so much to me, and it's such a short amount of time.
So do we have a time frame of how long this went?
3 days, something like that.
It's a very short amount of time to.
Well, I'm not saying it's the love of his life. I'm just saying it you can have an interaction with someone that may seem insignificant, but means more to you, especially in hindsight, or maybe in the moment. It meant so much to him then. Mm-hmm. Maybe he'll get back to LA and never think about it again. I doubt it, but who knows?
That's the one that got away.
Maybe that's the way he's looking at it.
That's the big fish hook.
So,
of course, now she'd kick his ass. So,
okay. So what do you think he whispered? Zach, what do you think?
I have zero idea because I haven't watched the whole movie.
I don't care what he whispered, honestly.
Yeah,
I don't care to know. I mean,
I think it's funny that we're watching them their whole experience together, but it's almost like it's okay for them to have a little bit of privacy.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that weird?
It's like it's okay. It's their thing.
That's between them. I don't need to know.
Yeah. I mean, I'll probably say this is my top 7 favorite movies.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I absolutely love this movie, but I never cared what
Yeah.
what they said to each other.
Oh, there's plenty of movies, and we've talked about this a lot too, where like they'll leave on a mystery or leave on something, and I'm like, I'm
I like
cool with
that. I mean, I don't. We've talked about this, especially with the villain conversation.
Yeah.
I don't want to know why the
Why
Joker's the way
someone
he
is the way
is,
they
or why
are, yeah.
Darth Vader. That's where the Star Wars movies went wrong. That I didn't need to know what made Darth Vader bad. You know, it's just.
And I love films that
an air of mystery is always leaves you thinking.
I don't
I like
necessarily
movies
need a
that make you think.
cliffhanger, but just something where it's not necessarily explained, or you don't have the most satisfying
No
ending.
country,
No cliffhanger.
like
No
that.
Country.
Yeah.
The French Connection is very much like that. You don't have a satisfying ending. You don't really know what happens, but it's okay. You know. I don't know. This is certainly one of my favorite films. I don't know where I would put it, but yeah.
I reserve judgment until I actually get to watch
Yeah,
it.
good. Watch it sometime. It's good.
I have 48 days or 29 days or something like that. I don't know. No, I only have 48 hours.
48 hours. I was
started
about to
it-
say. Well, you
once I
already started
started-
watching it.
You're
It's
like
24.
36 hours. Oh no, they doubled it.
Oh, have they?
On older
that's cool.
movies, you have longer. If it's a new
It said
movie,
48 hours. So
Well, cool.
if I can ever get the fucking thing to download.
Well, all right, Sammie. Where can folks find you?
You can find me in Japan courting a woman a third of my age.
at the karaoke bar.
As long as she's over 18.
What are you singing at the karaoke bar?
I am singing "Baby Got Back."
Oh God!
Will that attract some?
Voluptuous girl?
Yes, she will be. Well, maybe not in Japan. Well,
You know what?
maybe
It's
not.
funnier to watch this movie in hindsight of Scarlett Johansson being a big famous movie star. When this movie came out, she wasn't. I mean, she was known, but she wasn't famous. You know. I remember I saw it and I was like, "Well, that's the girl from Ghost World. It's good she's doing something." I didn't know she was going to be like a big
Oh
famous
boy,
movie
did she
star.
do something!
And looks better and better with age.
Now I have to put lost my train of thought. Oh, you can find me on all the social media at Sammie
So
Castle.
she is a voluptuous.
And she is turned
Oh,
voluptuous.
no! I remember we
She
went
is turned
to
voluptuous.
the midnight show of the first Avenger movie.
Nice.
Which Sammie and I already saw it twice by this point. So at midnight, which was the opening shows at the public.
It's a great way to
was
see a
was our third time watching it.
Nice.
And Sammie just leans over, loud as hell in front of everybody in the theater. Going, she looks good in some tight liver. and it was the first time we were seeing it in 3D, especially in 3D.
That's great. It's
No, the ultimate way to see it is with how many of them was it? 8?
God, yeah. It was
2 days before it comes out.
Uh-huh.
Sitting at the theater and just going, "This is freaking." On the
See,
spur of the moment.
Yeah, it was spur in the moment. Like we
You've
watched
been here
it.
30 minutes.
We watched it
I'm on my way.
twice. Yeah.
Zach, if you and I went and saw Avengers together, I think I probably would have leaned over and went, "What do you think Bill Murray said to her at the end?"
If you did, there's a problem.
You're right. There is.
That's the after credit scene. We'll find out.
God almighty.
Oh God. Okay, Zach, where can people find you?
Instagram at nerdfox108, and if you need a wedding filmed, find us at scarlettfoxfilms.com.
Very cool.
Including awesome drone shots.
Yeah.
Thank you. We've only crashed one.
Just one.
Just one.
I'm on Twitter at Hank vs. the Undead. I'm on Instagram at Recapit Productions. You can check out our website, recapitproductions.com. You can email me, recapitproductions@gmail.com. Check out Carolina Hank's podcast, which has wrapped up its first season, and we'll be coming back to you with another one in September. And yeah, we'll be back with this show in 2 more weeks. So,
Doing something. We should do one at Mysticon. We should do one at Mysticon.
we should do one at Mysticon. All right.
Grab
Listen to our
Chris
special
Moore. We haven't had Chris
episode
Moore on.
from Mysticon.
Maybe I'll reach out to Chris.
Yeah.
Or Bill Mulligan.
Probably gonna say Murray.
Or
Get the 1-800
Sean
number.
There's plenty of people there.
Yeah. Oh my God, maybe we get it. Oh, that would be kind of cool to get Joe Lansdale or
Maybe we'll grab one of those.
Tommy Dreamer.
Yes.
I'm gonna tweet Tommy Dreamer and say, "Hey, you want to talk about a wrestling movie? We can talk about Ready to Rumble."
All right, what's a good way to end this podcast? I don't have it.
I got an idea.
What?
Is she over 18? Does she have big tits? Is she over 18?
Creeper.